Role-playing game is one of the most popular games genres on mobile. No wonder it has a sub-genre like a hack and slash, action game, or a turn-based. The players who love to enjoy the storyline and cutscenes will get excited about it. Remember to like this video and please enjoy the video off. Top 12 Best RPG Games for Android 2026. Best RPG Mobile Game 2026. You guys can support this channel by sending a super thanks, and our team will appreciate that. Oceanhorn 3 Legend of the Shadow Sea. This game will easily remind you of the Legend of Zelda games like on mobile because it has quite similar gameplay. A huge exploration base will help the player to enjoy the beautiful scenery and panorama of Greenland, forest, beach, sea, and desert. A lot of hidden treasures that we can find, and also the new island can be explored along the storyline. Solve a different level of puzzle that you need to match within the item or by unleashing the special power. Basically, if you love a 3D adventure RPG, surely you can play it. Unfortunately, it's only available on the iOS platform and you should be an Apple Arcade member. The game's combat mechanism is hack and slash with an action RPG. We can control the main hero in real time while in the combat, using the items and healing your wounds with your skill. Remember to upgrade the skill tree to boost the hero's power significantly. Oceanhorn 3 Legend of the Shadow Sea is the best RPG 2026 iOS. I really hope the Android version will be coming up. Hellguard Dark Action. Finally, we have a few brand ARPG in dark fantasy concept. The visuals are absolutely stunning and it looks so like a console quality. It has a semi-open world game concept that combines with a dungeon base, so we can explore the village and interact with all of the NPC around us, using the features to improve the character's power. Basically, most of the main quest is finishing the stage that will be opened up once we clear the current stage. In-game, we can switch the weapon of long range with a bow or a close range with an axe. Some action can be used as your support to avoid any aggressive attack like dodging, blocking, or jumping, and it will cost a certain amount of energy. Try to manage the energy effectively to raise your winning chance. Hellguard Dark Action is the best new RPG 2026. Heaven Hells Anime Squad RPG. This game should get more appreciation because the level of the animation is really interesting. I love everything about the visual, it just looks so smooth and bright, making the player will be in a good mood to see it. Especially the main role model is a female, so you guys can collect a lot of beautiful characters as your main favorite one. Trust me, they are all in a good shape. Basically, this is a new RPG in a gacha base, which means we can collect a lot of free diamonds through the achievement points and start re-rolling. There are a lot of scenes within the heroes in dialogue and we can select different answers to get a different story perspective. In combat, it's full of autoplay, just like an idle game or an AFK base. You don't have to think about the action or strategy, because the Auto Festival will help you to unleash the skill whenever it's ready. Heaven Hell's Best Anime RPG Mobile 2026. Bleach Soul Resonance. This game is really insane. Every single action on any mobile ARPG game is available on it. The counter attack, blocking, parrying, and dodge, which make the combat look even more interesting, because we can determine a different moveset and make an intense combat in a fast-paced level. I'm sure everyone knows this anime, right? Because this anime always get the most viewers on any episode. No wonder once it is ported into a mobile game, then the number of players who are playing it reach 1 million within a few days. It's enough to describe how it indicates the popularity. The gameplay is hack and slash based with the exact storyline as the anime, making the fans have a nostalgic feeling and the new player can enjoy the storyline since the earliest prologue. Arc Knight Enfield. The most beautiful character design and panorama visual will be this game. I really love everything about it, no matter what the players' feedback, but I still support it as one of the greatest action RPGs of all time. The gameplay reminds me of a Final Fantasy game series, where the other player will follow us to explore the world and we can approach the enemy to start the battle. The combat itself looks amazing because we will fight side by side within 4 heroes at once. We can switch the hero and control the hero's skill to release which skill we would like to use. It's quite fast-paced and the enemy's level is quite difficult to take down. For me, it's a hardcore game. If you love to play the next level RPG with a complicated level, surely you should play it, because a lot of new features will we find, like placing the tower, getting some resources, and crafting. Best new RPG Mobile 2026. Taimanin Squad. No one will expect it if this game will have a different games genre, because as I remember, Taimanin was an action hack and slash game, but right now they try to make it become a different games genre, which is a turn-based system in auto concept. Of course, you can play it manually to make a better result by targeting the enemy by focusing the element advantage. It will help you to deal a bigger damage once you understand the pattern of the elements like water, leaf, dark, and fire. There is another action you should keep as your last move because the damage dealing will be so massive. It's called with a chain combos. It can be unleashed once you have collected the energy to reach 100%. But for the most interesting part is about the hero's design. It's so mind-blowing, and I'm sure you will enjoy the hero's appearance and it will make your imagination fly around. Higan Eruthyll. Doesn't anyone knows this game because it's been released on Play Store before, but the game doesn't live for a long time. Within a few months, it's been end of service. Surely the developers should know how it's happened. Because on the previous version, most of the players' feedback say it's not free-to-play friendly. It's pretty important to understand and learn from the mistake and take the players' feedback as their main priority to improve the game's quality. Especially nowadays, most of the new gacha game RPG was made for free-to-play players user. Like they will give a guarantee of SSR hero once they do the 10 pulls. And right now, Higan Eruthyll give the newbie players a free SSR hero as our login gift. This game's combat mechanism is quite simple. Right now, we can tap the auto features and speed up the game speed twice faster. You guys can support this channel by sending a super thanks, and our team will appreciate that. Horizon Steel Frontier. Right now, the company of NCSoft is getting popular. Almost all of the game they made was so viral, like the Throne of Liberty. But right now, they create a game that looks like a combination of Monster Hunter and also Horizon Zero Dawn, which is the name is Horizon Steel Frontier. I really love to see a huge monster with an armor form on his body. It makes the game take in a futuristic concept in a realm world. What a great combination that no one will imagine if this AAA visual will come to mobile. I am sure we all need to upgrade the device in 2026. The developer will take it seriously to develop the attention to detail of the graphic and the character's movement. Because we can hang on the monster while we are flying and unleashing the zipline. The game's combat mechanism seems quite slower than the other action game, but it's an indication of they try to make it look way more realistic as the human behave. Riding a huge mount and doing an exploration in the middle of nowhere. Star Sailors. The first impression that hooked me so much is about the music. It's just like I'm watching the anime and the character well represent what an anime art style is. It has male and female characters with a 3D characters model. So I would appreciate a game that has a two gender and not only focus on female heroes. The gameplay mechanism is a turn-based, but I didn't know the developer are not really concerned of the story because it's just too short. Surely the dungeon base is the main priority. We can set the game into an autoplay at all, the skill and the basic attack action. Unfortunately, we need to play it manually to optimize the potential because we need to tap the screen to break the enemy's defense. There are 6 element advantage we should understand to multiply the damage. Tokyo Revengers Lost Mission. Does anyone know this movie? Because the main storyline is quite similar within Cross Zero. It's about a gangster at the school who wants to conquer the whole area and become the best gangster around the school in Japan. And the anime successfully reached a wider audience to the global viewers. Right now, the developer tried to port it into the game and try to reach a new player who's never known about it, and I'm so excited. Even the game looks quite chibi, but the combat itself is good enough. The player can select 2 main heroes as a team, switching the hero and making a combo attack. Seriously, the gameplay is quite easy to understand. We don't have to think about the stamina or energy, we just need to play casually. Warframe Mobile. If you would like to find any new sci-fi game that has a very interesting plot twist, then this game will be the best one. It looks so futuristic with a robotic design of any character. The game will set on the planet that we will face against unknown monsters who want to conquer the universe. In game, we can pick 3 different weapons and switch them up based on the situation need. Sword for close combat, bow and gun for the long range. While exploring the universe, we need to listen to the operator who always explain the situation and current condition. It will help you to find the way out easier. When you arrive at the Sky Airship, then we can move to a different area. Best ARPG Android 2026. Tomb Raider Mobile. I can't believe the mobile game now has really reached this level. It's unbelievable. We can play the maximum graphic on mobile as we play on console. It's really satisfying. Basically, it has the same version from the gameplay, but I think the graphic has enhanced more. This is a single-player game ARPG on mobile that comes in an adventure concept. Bow is the main weapon to face the wild enemies. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to like this video and see you on the next list. Thanks.